Hi, this is Kush Sharma. This is part 2 of setting up Aweber, and in this video we'll create a list. So in the previous video, which was part 1, we created an account with Aweber. So all you have to do is just go to aweber.com again, and you'll see a login page which we saw when we created an account, and just fill in your credentials and click on login. Once you do that, you'll see a page like this. Okay, and normally Aweber is very good at, they themselves are very good at making you just go through every step right from scratch, and you'll start seeing some small boxes appear on the bottom section here, and you can just start following whatever they're saying. But I'm just going to do the same thing in a very quickly. Okay, so what we are doing now is, once we've logged on to our account, the first thing we have to do is we have to create a list. Okay, now what is a list? I showed you in the previous videos that when you capture email addresses through forms like this. Okay, so when someone gives you an email address and they click on submit here, that email address goes to you. Okay, and when a lot of people do that, it starts forming a list of email addresses. So when you have a list of email addresses, you need to organize that list. That list has to has a name. That list has to have certain properties and characteristics. So that's what a list is: a list of email addresses and different things associated with it. So we want to create a list so that we can distinguish between different lists, because when you're blogging, it often happens that you have different lists. Even if you have different websites and different blogs, each blog will have a different list. Okay, so each list has their own attributes, so we create a list with those attributes. So let's just get started quickly. So now the blog that we're working on is bodyweightsone.com, if you've been following my videos all along. And so I'm going to create a list for this, because I want to capture the traffic which comes on this blog, and I want to capture their email addresses. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing is, under basic information, the list needs a name. So I'll just name it something like bodyweight zone. Okay, you can just give it the name of your blog if it fits. And list description, you can just type something very basic like subscribers of bodyweight zone. Okay, now so this is the name that will be shown when you send an email to all your list, all the emails on your list. So just like in your personal email, when someone sends you an email, you can see their name, right? So in this, similarly, when the autoresponder sends an email to your email list, this will be the name shown, that this mail has come from this person. So if on your blog, if you use your own name, so then you can just write your own name. Or if you don't use your name on your blog, then you can just write the name of your blog. So either way, it's fine. So I'll be using my name on this blog, so I'll just write Kush here. And this address is the email address, so we'll just fill in the email address of our blog that we created. Okay, so I'll just write contact@bodyweightzone.com. If you've not been following my videos and you already had a blog and you don't have this email address of your own blog, you can use any personal email ID, but it's always recommended that you go in with the address of your own blog. It looks more professional. So you can go through my previous videos on how to start a blog, and you can come to know how to set this up. Okay, this contact address is very important. You have to give your real address because it's mandatory. And so whichever is your permanent address, you can just write it out here. And under notifications, you have to this is where, if someone signs up on this list, you get a notification that this person has given you their email address and this person has signed up on your list. So you get a notification on this email. So this can be your personal email. Okay, so I'll just write my own personal email address. Okay, so every time someone gives their email address on my opt-in form, I'm going to be notified on this email address that this person has been added to your list. Okay, so you just click on save settings now, and you just go up and click on the second part. So the basic settings are done. Now we move on to the second part, which is personalizing our list. Okay, this is basically just branding. So the company name basically means your blog name. So I'll just go with bodyweight zone, and the website URL is the URL of the blog, and this email signature, you can just write something like regards to Sharma, bodyweightzone.com. We can create a much better signature, but we'll not do that right now. I'll show you how to do that in another video, which you can find in the email marketing series of videos, in the email marketing playlist. I'll show you that later, but that's not required right now because that's not basic. There also we'll upload a logo. Right now we're not doing that because we just want to just get done with the basics so that our list is up and running. Okay, so this is good for an email signature. You can leave this as it is. You can leave this as it is and just click on save settings. Okay, now the third part is confirm opt-in. So what this is basically, when someone gives you their email address and they click on submit on your opt-in form, okay, this is the first message that goes to them, because this is a confirmation message. This is basically going to ask them, this is going to go to their email address which they used, and it's just going to ask them to confirm this subscription, so that it just sorts out any spam issue or any other thing. So it's just a confirmation message, and when they click on this link here, that's the time they get confirmed as your subscriber, and they become officially a part of your email list. Okay, so normally you can play around with this confirmation message, you can write your own stuff, but right now we'll just leave it as it is. Okay, and just leave everything as it is. We'll play around with this later. Just right now it's not required. Just click on save settings, and so that's it. This is your list settings are ready. All right, now only thing you need to do now is create a message. Okay, so your list settings are ready. When someone goes to your list, the initial process is ready. Now the only thing left is what will be the first email that goes to them once they have confirmed their subscription. When they have clicked on this link, what will be the first message that goes to them? And we'll do that in this part where we create our first message. So that's the third part. I'll see you there. Bye for now.